we have 100 marks, and how we will can distribute that 10 marks out for the studio editing and 20 marks for the script. Can
that is very funny what you're saying, because it reminds me when I was teaching film, it's such a creative medium that I needed to find a way of evaluating work that it didn't seem subjective, which in a way at the end of the day is a little bit, so I made rubrics like that. Okay, 10 for the sound and 10 for that. But I wouldn't do that now. I had to do it just to make sure that I was somehow having a fair process of grading work that in the end I knew it was very subjective. So I would not give marks. I'm sorry.
But because
Alex, you give the marks. Your work.
because sometimes the cost, if we see the cost is a very popular cost, then the films have a great budget, and those films are considered. Already people think that if there is a good cost, then the film will be the good one. Don't you think that creates a effect? Or
No, I mean, I think you see so many movies that have this tremendous budget and just don't work, when that happens. I think there are definitely movies that if you want to see, and that's not to say every big budget movie is bad. I mean, I thought that Black Panther was amazing. I loved Wonder Woman. So there are definitely movies that are so beautifully crafted that live in that big space. But I don't think there's a correlation to, a higher budget being a critical success. I think that we've seen so many examples of big budgeted movies that just for whatever reason don't
and
work.
the cost?
The budget? The budget?
Cost means the hero and the...
Not the cast.
Oh, the cast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, you're totally right. I mean, I think that certain actors have followings, and they'll bring audience to theater. Those are rare, and they're usually very well paid because audiences will, because their agents or their representatives will recognize that they bring in business. So so that can. But I don't think. Look, I think there are definitely actors that I see sometimes who I think have great taste in what they choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I will love to see their films, or I think they're doing very interesting work. So yes.
And there are producers who have great taste in what they produce, so then you look forward to seeing what are they doing next, or directors does.
So it is very fortunate for me that I am talking to two women filmmakers, but most of the time we don't see women filmmakers in the industry.
Because for the longest time, the people making the decisions of what movies get made and by whom have been men. So
Why not?
huh?
Because in societies like America and Europe, the woman has already playing equal kind of role in the society.
Not in the film industry.
But this is my question. Why not film industry?
I don't know, but that is changing. We have recognized that it needs to change because, of course, there's no evil power here. If you're a man, you kind of have a certain sensibility and you are inclined to do certain types of stories, right? So those positions of power, I think, need to be changed or sensibilized so that they can relate to stories by, for, and about women. And I have noticed in the last few years in the United States, there are beginning to be deliberate movements to change that. But it's slow coming. And I hope that this time when I'm seeing these efforts, this things start moving quicker for women to start directing a bigger percentage of the movies that get made in the United States.
I think that just going on what Maria summarized so well, I think the other thing is too is that the numbers were so shockingly low about what movies women were directing in our business. I think it was like 2% of studio films were directed by women, and that there are initiatives now, such as reframe and that yes, that focus in very specifically purely on the objective of creating more opportunities for women. And it's many things. It's meeting with executives and saying, when you submit a director's list to your financier, let's just have 50% of the list be women. To workshops and labs that look at, because a lot of times female filmmakers will make a brilliant first movie, and then they're years until they'll make their second movie. So what's creating that gap in terms of their output? And there'll be specific initiatives that focus on that. And then also, sometimes filmmakers have issues with financing and getting investors on their projects. So there are specific initiatives that will have female-focused projects directed and produced by women that will look for that kind of that will be enabled to get financing through these various forums as well. So I think it's not just saying, oh, we have to make the situation better. It's very specific initiatives that are geared towards looking at the problem and trying to create initiatives to solve it.
Maria, what do you think? What is the impact of social media?
The impact of social media?
On the filmmaking industry as a whole.
I think social media has been a great tool to reach audiences, mainly. I think that's the biggest impact on social media, that social media has had on film.
And what about the artificial intelligence, impact of artificial intelligence on that?
AI and VR, all of that. I don't think I'm qualified to talk about AI and VR. Although we do offer VR training in our program on Global Media Makers, we still don't offer any AI, but I don't think I'm qualified to hold a deep conversation.
Anyways, thank you, both of you, for this conversation. It was really nice for me and for my audience to have your time in my show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nazrin, thank you very much. Nazrin, Maria and Alex, America जो फिल्म मेकर्स पंहिंजो लॉस एंजलिस हॉलीवुड खां आयूं आहिनि. हॉलीवुड उन्हनि शहर में आहे जंहिंखे लॉस एंजलिस चयो वञे थो. उतां उहो कमु कनि थियूं ऐं उन्हनि सां जेका गुफ़्तगू थी दुनिया जे अंदरि फिल्म मेकिंग जे अंदरि जेके नवां ट्रेंड्स आहिनि, जेके नवां मामला आहिनि ऐं उन्हनि जो जेको हिन वक़्तु प्रोजेक्ट हले थो, जंहिं प्रोजेक्ट में असां जहिड़नि इलाइक़नि असां जहिड़नि मुल्कनि जे अंदरि जेका फिल्म मेकिंग आहे उन्हनि खे हथी ॾियारण लाइ उन्हनि जो जेको प्रोजेक्ट आहे उन जे हवाले सां गुफ़्तगू थी. प्रोग्राम जो वक़्तु पूरो थिए थो. पंहिंजे मेज़बान फयाज़ नाइक जो इजाज़त चाहींदा आहियूं.